Solar Warden. Since the mid-1980s, a secret space fleet codenamed Solar Warden has been covertly operating in our skies. In fact, this has been a testimony shared by various whistleblowers and reporters all over the world. When whistleblower Gary McKinnon hacked into the U.S. Space Command computers several years ago and learned of existence of non-terrestrial officers and of fleet-to-fleet transfers and a secret program called Solar Warden, he was charged by the Bush Justice Department with having committed the biggest military computer hack of all time. McKinnon also found out about the ship's aircraft within Solar Warden. It is said that there are approximately 8 cigar-shaped motherships, longer than 2 football fields end to end. The Solar Warden Space Fleet operates under the U.S. Naval Network and Space Operations Command, formerly the Navy Space Command. There are approximately 300 involved at the facility. Project Solar Warden is said to be made up from the U.S. Aerospace Black Projects contractors, but with some contributors of parts and systems of Canada, the United Kingdom, Italy, Austria, Russia, and Australia. It is also said that the program is tested and operated from secret military bases, such as Area 51. President Ronald Reagan came into knowledge of Solar Warden firsthand according to this published diary, the entry for Tuesday, June 11, 1985. Lunch with the top 5 space scientists, it was fascinating. Space truly is the last frontier, and some of the developments there in astronomy are like a science fiction, except they're real. I learned that our shuttle capacity is such that we could orbit 300 people. Interesting to note that the space shuttle holds a maximum of 8 people and only 5 were built for spaceflight. Was Reagan revealing the existence of a highly classified space program that could accommodate hundreds of astronauts in orbit? Well, according to dozens of military and corporate whistleblowers, hidden in one of the 10 unified combatant commands of the U.S. Military Strategic Command is a highly classified fleet of aircraft, carrier-sized anti-gravity vehicles that operate in outer space. Project Bluebeam. It involves a gigantic space shuttle wherein 3-dimensional holographic laser projections will be beamed all over the planet at once. This is where Bluebeam really takes off. The projections will take shape of whatever deity is most predominant and will speak in all languages. Some of the projections would make one believe an alien off-world invasion is about to occur at every major city on Earth in order to provoke each major nation to use nuclear weapons in order to strike back. This way, the United Nations Court will require that all those nations which launch nuclear weapons to disarm when the invasion is shown to have been false. A false flag. According to the late conspiracy theory, Serge Monast, possible victim of Project Bluebeam, claims this: NASA would implement Project Bluebeam in a system of advanced mind control as well as a top secret technology in order to trick everyone into believing there'd been a second coming of sorts. But the first step of Project Bluebeam would involve the manufacture of artificially created earthquakes in strategic locations around the world. One of the final steps of Project Bluebeam is to take over telephonic communication devices, send waves to reach each person within their own minds, convincing each of them that their own God is speaking to them from their very depths of their soul. The Aurora Project. The legend started March 1990 when the Aviation Week and Space Technology magazine broke the news that the term Aurora has been inadvertently included in the 1985 U.S. budget as an allocation of $455 million for a black aircraft production in 1987. According to Aviation Week, Project Aurora referred to a group of exotic aircraft and not to one particular airframe. Funding the project allegedly reached $2.3 billion in the fiscal year of 1987. In 1994, a book, Skunk Works. Ben Rich, the former head of Lockheed's Skunk Works division, wrote that the Aurora was the budgetary code name for the stealth bomber fly-off that resulted in the B-2 Spirit. It's more like the TR-3B Black Triangle. In recent years, countless people have reported seeing these flying objects. Only through the tremendous courage of some people who worked in different military bases, the truth about these aircraft was able to come to light, which is likely to hurry the future use in civil society for the benefit of all mankind. The material that covers the TR-3B aircraft is a radar reactive polymer which can change its reflectivity, radar absorption, and color. A circular ring filled with acceleration plasma called the magnetic field disruptor surrounds the crew rotating compartment and outperforms any current known technology. The Sandia Livermore Laboratories have developed this secret technology, and the government will do anything to protect it. The plasma generated by bringing mercury to about 250,000 atmospheres and at a temperature of minus 123 degrees Celsius, if accelerated to 50,000 RPM, becomes a superconducting plasma, the ultimate result of this process being the cancellation of gravity, levitation itself. This makes the vehicle extremely easy and has the ability to far exceed the performance and maneuverability of any aircraft built so far, except of course, a UFO. Sources say that the performance is limited only by biological limitations of pilots, which are many, given the gravitational force is reduced by 89%. This is not just about the use of the aircraft itself, but primarily about the technology behind its propulsion system, a technology that is so-called black technology. Have you seen the TR-3B? We've received many videos from around the world, including the United States. They're there, and they're very silent. Have your cameras ready. Things are going down. Keep your eyes on the skies. We're not alone. Thanks for joining us right here at Third Phase Moon. Make sure to hit that thumbs up, ring that bell to get notified. Stay safe, everybody.
Nothing good comes from the UFO field for him. This is a reluctant UFO messiah. It changed his life.
This week we've heard the contention of UFO researchers that there's a secret government within our government.
Well, there's several, actually 9 flying saucers, flying discs, that are out there of extraterrestrial origin.
The live interview with the shadowy Dennis drew international attention. Portions were broadcast by radio in 6 European countries and in a nationally televised TV special in Japan. Despite numerous inquiries and feelers, Dennis has remained anonymous until now. His real name is Robert Lazar. He says he was hired to work at an area called S4, which is a few miles south of Groom Lake. At S4, he says, are flying saucers, antimatter reactors, and other working examples of technology that is seemingly beyond human capabilities.
I did not believe that this should be a security matter. Some of it, sure. But just the concept that there's definite proof. We even have articles from another world, another system. You just can't not tell everyone.
It was like a Twilight Zone episode. It just kept getting stranger. The fact that that was happening at all was the weirdest part. Look, it's been 30 years, and all of a sudden you raised it to this level. You know, this is a powerful technology, fearsome technology, and you just don't want everyone to have it. And it'll become obvious how to make constructive as well as destructive devices from it. It's my only guess as to why they have never released information. It's kind of difficult once you release the technology to be analyzed and give it to everyone. They can just run with it. You really can't keep the weapon potential hidden. You really can't. Look, with ET technology, you can literally rule the world.
Well, I am telling the truth. I've tried to prove that what's going on up there could be the most important event in history. You're talking about contact, physical contact and proof from another system, another planet, another intelligence. That's got to be the biggest event in history, period.
And it's real.